Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to this video. I'll be attempting to build a modern supercar of sorts. Now, we have a lot of bodies available. Not all of them are supercar bodies, obviously. I could do something sensible. Now, knowing me, I have pretty much free reign to do what I want. I'm basically going to build a Luxo barge. Oh, yes. I do have a reasonably sensible plan for this, actually, though, which I hope will pan out as I'm expecting it to, really. We're going to go with a carbon fibre machine. It's a supercar in the 2017s. 2010s, probably a better term, but anyway, we'll have to go with that. Carbon fibre unitary chassis with carbon fibre panels sounds pretty good overall. And this is on something that looks like a Luxo barge, yes, but it's supposed to be so much more than that. That's the idea I'm going with. It'll be a front longitudinal engine. Most supercars these days are mid-engine, but that'll be fine when you see what I'm doing with this car. We'll have double wishbone front and multi-link rear. I'm thinking I'll go more of a GT supercar, but I don't know actually. I've driven certain cars on Forza and they always handle better with trailing arm. It sounds crazy, but it's true. If you have a BMW with trailing arm, in my opinion at least, it'll always handle better and grip better than something with multi-link suspension, which just doesn't handle in the same way. The front suspension, it doesn't seem to make a difference, but double wishbone should be a better technology, and we're not exactly short on money, so that's what I'm going to go with, I think, overall. Or we could go with double wishbone all round. I guess it depends how well the weight balance is ultimately, which I'm not expecting too much. So we have two body styles we can go with here. We have this one where the wheels are sticking out, unfortunately. Could we flare that out, maybe? Not on this menu, at least. And we have the convertible. Now, again, knowing me, I'm pretty sure the convertible is my favourite of the two because you can take the roof off. Not typical for a supercar of this kind. And we are going to need stiffness though, so I'll have to come back to the overall design, I guess. Can we actually... No, we can't seem to flare the wheel arches out. Maybe this was a bad decision as a body. I don't know, I thought there would just be loads of excess space, because if you look at the old cars like this, they normally have the wheels and they are really narrow and quite far into the body actually. Like where that metal stand is, like in the middle of there, but on a car this wide. So I thought that would just give me plenty of space for extra tyres. Now, if it comes to it, although I do want trailing arm suspension, multi-link does enable wider tyres normally. So if it comes to that, then I wouldn't mind doing it too much. Can we make the fins bigger though, I wonder? If we could go with bigger fins, I would like that. Yes, we can. We can go with really aggressive, dramatic fins. That's what a supercar needs, if you ask me. We can go with a long tail as well, which should actually really help weight balance. Bring that back? I don't know. Oh, yes. That's a bit too much forwards, though. I'll get it to work somehow. I'm not going into the design right now, because I think the engine's more prominent, and I may change the body style, as I said, so if I go and add loads of stuff, that will get lost. I'm going to go with an aluminium inline 6. Now, this may not make sense to a lot of people. Probably about everyone watching this who knows anything about cars. Why am I building a supercar with aluminium engines, or engine, when there is a better alternative material available? And the reason is, I guess, cost, although there is that. There is development time, I guess. So aluminium is cheaper, yes, as I suspected. If material costs on ours were cheaper, I may have gone for that, but not in this case. Now, I'm thinking the engine as a 3 litre, I'll leave it. I'm thinking of, for this, going for a kind of updated Nissan RB26 engine. Although this is a Supra size, moreover, than a RB26. But the idea is that, essentially, because the 3800cc engine in the R35 GTR, I feel it's just not the same in many ways as that engine. So that preceded it. They were all inline sixes. So I wanted to kind of have a spiritual successor to that. An engine which can make incredible power without even trying. You could say the same thing about the Super engine. I believe they were both inline sixes. So the same basic thing there. I'll go with some high-end materials here. I'll try forge just because titanium is so expensive. Again though, it's really, if you have a repair, this, even if you're a crazy witch, it's always nice to just save a bit of money on repair because that part isn't crazily over complicated compared to the equivalent from other manufacturers of perhaps lower end vehicles. If I can make the power, then there's no need to go for ridiculously high end materials. Now we do need a turbocharger. It's not showing for some reason, I don't know, maybe that's just because the other bits aren't added yet. We'll have a ball bearing turbo with a huge intercooler, so we can run all the boost through it. Although I may just switch to large, or even medium, as it doesn't tend to make that much difference between large and huge, at least in my experience of the game. We're going to go with fuel injection, not mechanical. We'll go with direct injection per cylinder. And a performance intake, because it is a performance car. Trying to keep the price reasonable though. So, I don't know, I could go multi-point electronic, but I honestly think I'll need to upgrade this part above all else. Same with the 5-valve per cylinder I've gone with, in order to make the power, but I've managed to save a bit of money on the engine materials themselves, as that is, I think, quite nice. We can have a standard thing, but then we can have a lovely performance carbon fibre kind of look. That is actually quite a nice looking intake, I think. We can go with, for now, standard fuel, although I may go with premium if the need arises. And rev it to the moon! No. I don't know how high this will rev really before things go crazy wrong. For now we'll have bypass valves, but I may change that later. And we'll go with some fairly nice mufflers to quieten it down. And look at that power curve. Oh, I just realised I've reinstalled this game and now the figure is in kilowatts, but that should be around about 200 horsepower anyway. So that's not too bad for a start. Remember, this isn't tuned at all and the engine is a complete basket case, so yeah, it holds together reasonably well. It's not exploded even. So, you know, if I'm only looking to get 600 horsepower out of this, that's not too bad. I'll try and get as much power as I can realistically get from it, but, you know, that's not a bad start. Turbo lag isn't too horrible, but again, I'll try and improve that if I can. We've got a 182.9 kilogram engine, so it's under 200 kilos, but it's a supercar engine, so that's not too bad respective of its purpose, and it hasn't shown up yet. Now, we have all these drive lines. I was originally thinking of all-wheel drive. Depending on the tyres, I may go with rear-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive will do quite nicely for the time being, actually, and I'll go with a 7-speed manual transmission, although most of them are semi-automatic ordeals today. And we can also have electric limited slip differentials, hopefully give this as much grip as possible. 50-50 power distribution for now. Again, I don't know what tyres I can put on. We want sport compound, not quite as crazy as semi-slicks though, and we can have 255 front, 225 rear. If only we could make the fenders wider. Yeah, I don't know. It won't let me do that though, so I'm a bit stuck with that ordeal. Now, as I say, it may be a suspension thing at the back. I'm going to actually try that now. Just see if I go with multi-link. It actually lowers it, interestingly. But doesn't seem to move the wheels in at all. It does let me fit the 255, so Sadly, as much as it doesn't really work and it phases through there, I might just have to stick with it. The alternative is having two 15s, because they'll kind of squeeze in there. Still clipping just a bit, but not much. And I don't know, really. What other suspensions do we have? Experiment a little. Pushrod may be better still, but do we really want this for balance? I don't know. It's not going to be a comfortable suspension because it's Formula 1 orientated. Ooh. I know it's a kind of typical suspension system for this type of vehicle, but solid axle coil and solid axle leaf appears to be the only kind of suspension that properly moves the wheels inwards on this chassis, so that's always a positive, I guess, although 275s, wow. They are quite chunky tyres. I can fit 230s on. I think that'll do for me. 235s is a reasonable compromise, front and rear. Just while fitting them in the car. I'm surprised though by how narrow these are. I can't go with rear wheel drive, that's for sure. But still, you know, I'm getting somewhere. Not my favourite kind of suspension and not what I would ideally go with a supercar. But, as I say, it will keep prices down a little and it will keep repair costs low. So almost like I am building a crazy Japanese muscle car in a way. Japanese muscle car is probably the best way to put it, let's be honest. We can put big wheels on it, so it looks quite good. Again, though, we need to go back here and change the wheels, hopefully. Do they look good? I don't know. They kind of would look good at a slightly smaller size, but not with what I'm going for. Yeah, they're like, I don't know. The only high performance application I can think is a rally car. And them. You know what? I think they look best of all of the wheels available to me. So, 1920. I said I wanted it to be more of a GT, though. Those tyres are not looking good. Could we go with a bit more tyre diameter, perhaps? Along with the larger wheels to keep it looking good while still having some compliance? Hopefully we can. 695 or 700? 695, I think. There won't be much compliance in the tyres, but hey, it's better than nothing. We'll go with carbon fibre wheels. I don't see a reason not to, and it should help them kind of duck out of bumps slightly better. We'll go with... vented discs will be a lot heavier. But is it going to really matter? That's the question. Can go with huge brakes though, 420mm, 6-piston brakes. It's probably too much to be honest. 4 pistons should do the job quite nicely. I don't see why we should need that much braking power. And we can go with solid discs on the rear. I know it's very strange to try and commit to cost saving on this type of vehicle, but I don't believe there's a specific reason I shouldn't, as long as it's working. And I think I'll go with vented discs. They're not going to be that much more, are they? Oh no, they are. Okay, solid discs. If they work, they work. I'll have to give different things a try though and see. I may just go with carbon ceramics all around eventually. I'll have to see how everything works out, how everything pans out. We'll go with a downforce under tray and active wings and cooling flaps. No reason we can't afford that stuff. Go with 5 seats. That's interesting though, because I think you'd be able to have front bench seats in this car, as my voice went very high pitched back then, but I think you'd be able to have bench seats in the front if you really wanted to, which would technically seat 6 people. So it seems a bit strange to me, but anyway. Or do we want 4? I'm trying to think. Do we want 4 super luxury seats? I think we do. As I say, it's going to be kind of a GT supercar, so we'll go with for luxury seats. We don't need to go quite so far as handmade, though it is still a performance machine as opposed to just an outright luxury Rolls Royce kind of thing. And we'll go with a premium infotainment or luxury heads-up display. Now, premium infotainment should be enough. And we can go with some decent power steering. I think hydraulic for the feel, traditional steering feel. And hopefully, I'm thinking maybe I should go with semi-slicks though, because the tyres are narrow. So if I just go back to here, it'll help compensate for the narrower tyres which have kind of been forced into. It won't be good off-road at all, but you can tell now it's not an off-road car. We'll go with traction assists, maybe. Do we need it? It doesn't seem to add weight, so, you know, I'll go with them just because people probably won't control it and it will save my cars from being destroyed in the side of a tree. I'd rather have traction assists and have the car destroyed in the side of a tree, that's for sure. And safety, I don't think we need to go crazy, or do we? Yeah, let's go with advanced safety. And I don't know though, do you want advanced safety? I'm kind of in two minds. How much weight does it add? We'll go with standard then because it saves quite a bit of weight, which should matter in a supercar. We'll go with hydro pneumatic suspension. Yes, for comfort. It also tends to do quite well under course. Ooh, look at that. You can lower it on sport suspension, but if you have it on comfort suspension, it still sits quite low and it still looks quite sporty. So I'm thinking I'm just having it on comfort suspension in this case. And here we have our vehicle. How heavy is it, I wonder? I'm trying to find the weight. 1708 kilograms. That is not too bad. Remember, it's got a luxury interior and 4 seats. So for it to weigh this little, that is not too bad. Should I go with the extra safety? Probably not, because it's already a little heavy. I just don't want to make it any worse. But we have got all-wheel drive as well, remember, so I'm not doing too bad here. But anyway, I'm going to basically make my final changes now, and then I will return. Okay, so here I have the pretty much finished vehicle. I don't know what happened to the grille. I had a grille on here, definitely, but that needs to be re-added. Yep, on the right body style, so move along, and there we go. Here's the selection of grills. I think it's to do with the mods I was using. Either way, we'll just stick this one on. The PC was lagging horribly the last time I designed this, oh dear. I've grabbed the wrong bit. Just leave that, no one knows. I would like a chrome grille, but there doesn't seem to be any here. So we're stuck with this. It works reasonably well though. And can we flip it the other way up? No? It's one of those grills. It's the same either way up. So we can just move these lights instead and hopefully get that to work. The indicators, they can sit somewhere around here. Like so. There we go. That is the design sorted. The mirrors and things are red because the car was originally red. And it's basically complete. I do need a fuel filler cap, I've just realised that. Other than this, it's done, I think. Not much I can say. Is that some chrome around there? No, I think it's just because it's selected. There we go. Is that a good position? I think we can move that maybe back a bit there. Very nice. So, I don't know if I like that. Let's have a fuel filler cap on the back like the Mustang had back in the day. If I can get this to work with a logo as well, that would look quite good, I think. So that is definitely centered. We just need to bring this down and resize it to fit. like so. There we go. Maybe not the best fit in the world, but it works for me. That does look like a Firebird logo to me, personally. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be bent out down there, but that is what's happened. It looks like a door, so it's okay. Should we have a bonnet scoop? Probably not. Can we do anything on this bumper, I wonder? If I get, say, a fuel filler cap. No, it's not letting me put it anywhere near that bumper, which is strange. That must just be a bumper that does nothing. Okay. Much less design work for me to do, though. Mind. So that's done. No number plate, because the number plates would go on the bumpers, and as I just showed, you couldn't put anything on there. The aero, the under tray, I think gives me enough downforce, so I won't need to bother with that too much. And yeah, it's a crazy vehicle. We've got 661 horsepower on regular fuel from a 4 litre turbocharged inline 6. It was 3 litres before. So it's gained a bit of size, about a third of its size, but hey, it gives me power, I'm not complaining. We've got 18.9 psi of boost and it revs to 9200. I'm not sure it needs to do that. If I just readjust this to match what it would like, I guess. Yeah, it only wants to rev to 9100. Anything past there, it doesn't really do much for it. So that's all adjusted now. Very good. The exhaust diameter, I believe that stays at 82.5. Yes, indeed. I'll just make it worse otherwise. There's some beefy exhaust pipes, though, and that's split between the two of them. Oh, it's not. I'm getting used to when I had a V8 in this car a while ago. We've got a medium intercooler as well, as opposed to a huge one, because it only needed a medium. Oh wait, we have large, we have huge, and we have medium, which does affect it. So we've got large, there we go. I do confuse these things sometimes. I've got 255 rear tyres and 235 front. That's because I've changed to push-rod rear suspension, and that allows me to fit quite chunky rear tyres, at least compared to what we were seeing before. And the power distribution is tuned to 75% rear, so it's sending most of it to the rear, but there's still some going to the front to, I guess, help the car deal with it. It is a lot of power here. 25% of 600 is still over 100 horsepower, so we're saving it a fair bit of effort there. And we've got 4-piston carbon ceramics front and rear. We could probably go 3-piston rear, to be honest. That's probably good enough for the car. And maybe 380mm brakes. Carbon ceramics because it's a lot of weight to get slowed. It's over 1.8 tons, definitely. And it was over 3 tons when I changed the chassis to a space frame, just experimenting with it. So yeah, I think this full carbon fibre car weighing that much, it's a lot better than it could be. It's going to be a large car, remember, so that'll be why. I've got full downforce. It makes so much drag anyway that it's not going to make too much difference if I remove it. The gearing, well, I did have it set up to 3.20 to 60, and the economy is 15.1 miles per gallon, as you would expect from a Luxo barge. Poor for economy. Safety is the same, as is the suspension system, and the weight balance is very, very front heavy, but not the worst car in the world, that's for sure, especially not considering it's all-wheel drive. Over 1.9 tons, though, of vehicle here. It does perform surprisingly, though. I did have a time, but I'm going to take it around again just to make sure I have the latest time in the world of this vehicle. So I'll return when I've done that. Okay, so I've returned with a 2:11.29 time, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen. That is pretty good. It beats the Retro Me Bob injection turbo and the Aero Me Bob by quite a small amount, actually, with the 2:11 time. And it comes below the really fast stuff, such as the Sunshine Speedster and the whatever it was called, the Bomb, which was the hypercar I built. as you would, I guess, expect, it is ultimately a GT supercar, and I'm happy enough with that it's beaten the old cars. It's not the best vehicle in the world for speed, but so it wouldn't be. It weighs almost 2 tons, and it's powered by a heavily turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. It's not as exotic as other things. I mean, the Aero Bob, I think, and the Retro Bob both had V8 twin turbo units, and this is just a single turbo inline 6, but it should be smooth and it should be comfortable, which is pretty important in a GT car when you think about it. And this is on comfort suspension, remember, so for beating those cars while still being so comfortable, I think it's a success, even if it's not crazy fast. The huge brakes no doubt help with that. They help get that weight slowed down into the corners and such like, because you know, you want it to slow down. The top speed I've probably mentioned, but it's disappointing. It only does 170. It's not really supercar top speed, and the miles per gallon is terrible. But what else can you get that provides this level of speed and this level of luxury? I mean, there's a Rolls Royce, but it's not all-wheel drive, and it's not designed for a track. So, yeah, this is a convertible as well, remember. I guess the only thing you can compare it to is a Bentley Continental convertible, but it's lighter than the Bentley Continental convertible, and I guess more of a supercar overall, so it's kind of a car in its own class. And then there's the retro credentials, which really separates it. The Bentley is really a modern car, whereas this is it's kind of a updated classic, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here, I think. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on the fancy new photo mode and see if I can have a look around the car properly from that perspective. I'm also going to, very briefly now while I can, hopefully remove the bonnet if I can. There we go. So we can see our lovely inline 6 engine there. It doesn't take up too much space actually. It should be very easy to access and work on compared to most supercars, that is. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so here we are at the camera mode I can't really get used to, and we're in a dried up old canal. So, not really old, but still, you see my point. We can use the focal length. I'm not sure if that will focus on our car. There we go. That's drawn everything a lot more into focus now. It was all weird and blurry before. Still not perfect, but, you know, it's something now. You can change the time of day, see how different the car looks. I need to get a better view. There we go. Very long tail on this. I think if we get it at night, if we mess with the aperture, that doesn't do much. There we go. This looks like some really weird video game from the early 2000s, if I'm honest. So if I go with focus distance, there we go. I think we've made a nice kind of scene with this. It's not perfect, but it's something. So I think I'll make this my video picture for if you want to click on the video and this is what you see. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here for today. Take the photo. We'll actually move a bit closer. And then take the photo. And I'll say goodbye until another day.